Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dr. Blitz. Today I'm gonna be watching the Nintendo Direct Mini. Direct. How did people pronounce it? I don't. Sometimes I get confused about those things, but yeah. So this Direct hmm, was announced like 8 hours ago, and it's been rumored for I mean, I think the heavy rumors were maybe last week, but the rumors were more directed towards what is known as a general direct, where usually there's a combination of third parties and big Nintendo projects. Uh, the last one of that type that we had was in September of last year, so it's been a while since that. And I want to talk about a little bit about this situation that I've been seeing mostly on social media, obviously, Twitter and that stuff. But obviously on well, forums and big sites and that kind of stuff, where people are get like angry about companies not showing not talking about their projects, or not having like something to hype up, you know, something to be excited about, you know. And it's a weird situation. Well, I find it very weird, at least. um, because yeah, it seems like people are not really excited about the games, like a big portion. I mean, obviously, this is still like a relatively small amount, a small portion of the whole market of the video games. Like most people don't even have like a Twitter or even engage and shit like that, and they get to know games from other types of promotions like TV commercials, and sometimes even promoted, directly on those social media, like commercials on those yeah, social media uh, services. But yeah, to me it seems like the gaming culture nowadays is mostly focused on the the pre-release pre-release period, from announcement until release. That's where people talk about the games, and it's just from the announcement and whatever they show and how they hyped it up, how much information the companies share about the games, if they have demos, if there's a bad impression or a good impression, whatever. And then it goes all the way until the what I think is like the worst thing ever is that is like those stupid Metacritic scores, reviews and all that stuff. I've uh, I've always thought that numbers, using numbers to quantify the quality of something is uh, is not really like necessary, or usually just like worsens the discourse of things, actually, because people start comparing shit that doesn't have any point of comparison most of the time. And so yeah, to me it seems like most people, that's what they are focused on nowadays, the pre-release hype, all those situations. And once the games are out, like people talk about them like 2 or 3 days, and nope, it's gone. it's gone from the conversation. Uh, Most of the time, it just disappears. Other than a few couple of games, and which are eternal, like Breath of the Wild, for example. But and obviously there are more, even smaller groups, more focused on the who are like the big fans and stuff. Like they keep talking about it, whatever the general perception of the game is. Some games is like if the game doesn't meet the standards of the hardcore fan base, usually you see them talking about it, uh, even sometimes months later, and if it's bad, they keep spitting the same poison. And if it's good, very focused people keep talking about it productively, you know. And yeah, it's something that I just want to like to talk about a little bit. Like I feel like um, it has like dampened a little bit of my mood lately. Um, because yeah, people are never satisfied with anything, and like the everything is the hopes. What people really care about is what they are hoping for things to be, and things never ever actually are like the way they want most of the time. Not never, most of the time. So yeah, it's a weird feeling. And then there was the console wars and that shit where, yeah, my game has a better Metacritic number than yours, and stupid things like that. And it's a little bit um, tiring for me, actually. So I'm not interested in everything, in every game. Obviously, I don't play a lot of games that even are popular, and even more niche games. I have like my more specific type of games that I enjoy, and they are usually on Nintendo platforms. Usually are from Nintendo themselves. But I like watching everything. I watch every conference, every presentation, if I have the time to do it, obviously. And there are some things where I put more, uh, intention to seeing. Like I put preferences. Like for example, if it's Nintendo related, I will try my best to watch it most of the time live. And sometimes smaller things. For example, last week was uh, Devolver Digital, and I had to run some errands, and I wasn't able to watch it. And I watched like you know uh, a super cut, you could say it, like just the whatever, and the few announcements that they had from games, and some of the funny bits, but they actually talk a little bit. I mean, they are joking about it, but they talk about precisely that, how nowadays the gaming fan bases and shit, they are mostly focused on that period from announcement to release, and then they don't care anymore about the games, and they it's like they don't exist anymore. And yeah, it's a little bit I don't know, weird for me. Like yeah, it gets me in a bad mood actually, lately. Uh, and well, let's talk about a little bit about the Nintendo situation where uh, they currently don't have any first party game dated. They don't have date. We have announcements. We know that Bayonetta 3 is in production. Metroid Prime 4, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. From first party, I mean Bayonetta is a third party, but it's they have like a publishing partnership, and maybe even development, and maybe even Nintendo's putting the money. We don't know that yet, but I guess we'll know later. And those are the only things that I recall. There are a couple of third party things that haven't have been announced, and we haven't seen anything yet, like Shin Megami Tensei 5, Run Factory. We know No More Heroes 3 is coming. That one has a date, like they are expecting 2020, but it's not for sure. So yeah, it's not it's a different situation from like the couple of years before since the Switch launch. When, for example, for 2017, since January when the Switch was announced, we already know like most of the games that were going to come out on that year. Pretty big releases. Then 2018, it was also like a slower kind of game year. I mean, we didn't knew a lot about the second half, but that changed a little bit with the E3, where they announced only a couple of games. It wasn't there weren't that many. It was like Smash, obviously. Um, well, Smash we knew from the beginning of the year, like March or something like that. But it was like Mario Party, and the Super Mario Party they filled it with like mostly third parties, ports and stuff like that. And but yeah, there wasn't like really out. And Pokemon Let's Go, which was big deal. It's a Pokemon is a big franchise, and yeah, it was there wasn't that many. And then from I think that year 2018 as well, Nintendo started announcing things for 2019. Like they already had like uh, trailers for Fire Emblem and Luigi's Mansion 3, the next Animal Crossing, which came until this year. It didn't have a name there, but we already had like a couple of games. They were like, yeah, they're going to be 2019. And then 2019 came, and we actually had a lot of games announced for 2019. They started with Super Mario Maker 2, Fire Emblem, which was announced already. Oh, during the Game Awards, they announced like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 also, which was also like collaboration, first party and third party. Yeah, but Nintendo was like putting the money for that, and a couple of like exclusive deals where Nintendo was publishers, like Dragon Quest Builders 2 and Dragon Quest 11, Demon X Machina, games like that. 2019 was like a super heavy games, and Astral Chain, for example. Astral Chain, which was a really great game. And we had the Pokemon game, and we also had Link's Awakening remake. So yeah, starting this year, we only knew about Animal Crossing, and that's it. They announced like 1 month and a half ago the Paper Mario Origami King, which launched last Friday, and after that, we don't really know anything that may be coming out this year. So there are a couple of guesses or rumors about Mario compilations, because this year is the 35th anniversary of Super Mario. So that's what most people are expecting, and maybe ports, Pikmin 3 and whatever from Wii U. But we don't know like much. And Nintendo is like just like with so like Super Mario Party and Ring Fit Adventure, they are not strangers to announcing stuff like 1 or 2 months before they actually launch. So I mean, it's not like they don't have games coming, and I will actually be very happy if they don't launch like anything in this second half, because I have just so many games in my backlog only on the Switch uh, that I want to play. But yeah, I mean, to me it seems like really bothersome that people behave that way. Like they need the hype. They need to be hyped about something, and they need announcements to be made like from years before, and constantly being reminded of games coming and stuff like that. But I guess Nintendo Direct in previous years it spoiled us. But yeah, now coming back to this, we have just a couple of minutes for before the show starts. Uh, this is going to be a 10 minutes presentation. It's gonna be super low key. Uh, Being 10 minutes, how many games they can fit? I mean, maybe uh, five, six. Maybe they make a small montage where they can fit more. So games that we they say they are third party games that they have already been announced. So what we know has been announced is we already there's a confirmation of one, which was Rogue Company, which is like a kind of a like third person shooter um, gas game, which usually those are pretty fun for a while. For me, at least, I prefer. I'm more of a guy who likes stories based stuff, not so much multiplayer, online multiplayer things. But well, that's been announced. Things that we don't have a date. Bravely Default 2 and No More Heroes 3. We know they are targeting this year, but we don't know much about them. There are a couple of EA third party ports that may be announcement, and the big ones would be like, for example, Shin Megami Tensei 5, which we haven't heard about it in a long time. Um, there's also the probably localization of Persona 5, the Musu game. Like, what is it? Scramble, I think. That's another good guess, but there's not going to be a lot. That doesn't make that doesn't mean that I mean people should have to be like disappointed, you know, like why they have to be disappointed about what? Like they are clearly uh, the third parties need like promotion. The people were angry last week. They had like a presentation for Paper Mario, and they announced a new game, which was obviously going to be a small game. Uh, they told hey, it's from Way Forward, which is like an indie developer, and it's a new West. It's not related to Nintendo and whatever. And they showed some kids game, Bakugan, whatever, and people were like pissed off. Like what? Why would you be pissed off? Like why? Well, they were very clear about what type of thing you should be expecting. Same here. Like people are going to be like, there was no Smash character teaser, or there was no Zelda, there was no Mario, there was no nothing. Why would they do that? Like that Bakugan game uh, had like most views that any other that type of game was never going to have that kind of promotion anywhere. So it's a big thing for that third party for that game to be presented in a from a platform holder that way. People are going to know about it. People know about it now. I heard Bakugan maybe 10 years ago or more, and yeah, well, the game looks like not so good, but I mean, people know about it. Third parties need that, so Nintendo is actually. Uh, I mean, I'm guessing they have contracts and stuff like that where, we're going to help you with marketing and stuff like that. So Nintendo has to do that, but they don't owe like you news or us. They don't owe us like to be constantly reminded about things coming out. So for me, it's like super weird posture to take, to be disappointed or whatever about the things about Nintendo promoting games that are not third party. Like, why would you be angry about that? And Nintendo's giving them like a very short time the spotlight to games that maybe most likely are not going to get the spotlight anywhere else, and that's kind of a cool thing, at least for me, to do. But yeah, my bets for this one would be like that. Bravely Default 2, maybe a couple of ports from third parties, localization from other Japanese only games like Persona 5 Scramble, uh, Bravely Default 2, No More Heroes 3. Suda 51 has been like teasing No More Heroes 3 every chance they get, every presentation that other companies do and stuff like that. He likes to just show up and, yeah, like do a super small preview about it. So that's kind of funny. And what else? I mean, the big thing would be, oh, there's another Run Factory 5. It was announced. We don't know anything about that. And Shin Megami Tensei 5 as well, which we have like a teaser from 2 years ago. That would be uh, that would be like the biggest thing that I would expect here. And there are a couple of smaller like indie games, like for example. But usually I think Nintendo is very they like to distinct like their partners. They're a little bigger third parties, and they're indies. Uh, a game that I'm very very excited about is the Hollow Knight sequel. Uh, but that's clearly an indie game, and I think it's going to be treated as well as that. So I'm not expecting it here, but we'll see. So it's 1 minute away. I don't know if it's going to they're going to make uh, uh, countdown or whatever. Let me let me check. Give me 1 second. Checking their YouTube channel just to mm, let me check Twitter if they have a link or whatever. Okay, so yeah, it's a video. I think it's on. Okay, I put this. I put the audio, and here we go. Let's see what they have to show. Partner showcase. Yeah, they put the same disclaimer. Oh wow, that's loud.
Hello everyone, welcome to our first Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. We'll be delivering the latest information about upcoming Nintendo Switch games from our development and publishing partners. More videos in this series will be released this year, so please stay tuned. Okay, let's get into the headlines.
More this year.
Keep stepping to the beat.
Oh wow.
New content.
Was not expecting that.
Rhythm skills to overcome the threats terrorizing the land in the Cadence of Hyrule Crypt of the Necrodancer featuring the Legend of Zelda game. Now with 3 additional DLC packs. Pack 1, Character Pack.
I actually...
Newly added characters join the ensemble.
Oh, Impa.
Cells in ranged attacks with the Naginata. Take 1 hit or miss a beat with Aria, and it's game over. With these characters, you can take your musical journey for a new spin.
What was that?
Pack 2, Melody Pack. 39 songs will be added, including remixed versions of the game's background music. You can change the background music at any time so you can listen to your favorite songs while journeying through Hyrule. Pack 3, additional story content, Symphony of the Mask. Play as the mysterious Skull Kid and venture through a brand new map,
Nice.
complete with new songs and a new story. Plus, he has the power to change abilities based on the masks he dons. What awaits Skull Kid in these strange lands? DLC Pack 1.
That's cool. I didn't play.
For purchase later today, with the 2nd and 3rd DLC packs to be released before the end of October. A season pass containing all 3 paid DLC packs will also launch later today and will include bonus costumes for Link and Zelda. And
Didn't play the...
never stepped to Hyrule's beat before, you can get the rhythm going when a version of the game containing all the DLC launches October 23rd.
Cool.
Save the day and look stylish while you're at it in Rogue
This is
Company.
the third-person shooter. Seemed pretty good.
A new rogue is infiltrating the battlefield. Lay waste to your opponents with an arsenal of weapons and abilities.
Oh, it's already released then.
Multiplayer third-person shooter. Clash with other players in competitive and casual
They just
games,
have like a
or
new
rise to the
character.
challenge against AI
I
opponents that surely bring the heat.
didn't even know.
While in battle, your teammates can revive you, letting you immediately jump back into the fray. Cross-platform play and cross-progression are also supported from day one, along with support for motion-controlled aiming. Be on the lookout for lots of content, including maps, skins, rogues, and more. Stay tuned for more information later today about Rogue Company.
So maybe not. I don't know.
Brawl without limits in WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
Here we go, here we go. Come on. Welcome to WWE action. 3, 2, 1. How I feel now? That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, seriously?
Motorcycle,
Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all. But I guess, well, wrestling is pretty popular. So
Just spun that boy around like pizza dough.
it's only 8 minutes long, so
I want a rematch.
WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Brawl without limits. Get it today.
How is everything? This next one will be our last announcement.
ooh. So it's really Shin Megami Tensei. It's a remake. No, they're just going to re-release it. Oh yeah, it's a remake actually. Like remaster.
Will fade into nothing. Instead, I can invite you to the world that is to come.
It's been a while since we last met, young. Or should I say, demi-fiend?
Demons. This place is crawling with them.
You have done very well in keeping yourself alive.
The world will fall for its sins, and everyone living will vanish. Will you
I have no
take
idea about.
Tokyo died, and I was given life.
Nocturne HD remaster. Spring 2021. That's still a long way to go. Five. Shin Megami Tensei 5. A little bit more less than. Okay, next year. So,
That's
we have
all
a
for today's Nintendo
couple of
Direct
2021
Partner Showcase.
things to
Thank you for watching.
look forward.
Please look forward to more Partner Showcase presentations coming this year.
So 5 games. Some of them a little bit weird. Like yeah, that Road Company. I don't know if it has launched already or what, but well, we have a new character. The DLC for Zelda, it's pretty cool. Zelda, Cadence of Hyrule. Haven't played that game. I played Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's not for me. Yeah, I could barely do anything. I think I have a pretty good rhythm, but yeah, it was difficult. It's a difficult game for me. So yeah, I just played a little bit. I own it, and they had like a sale when the Cadence of Hyrule launched, so I decided to get it like super cheap. And the wrestling game, I guess it could be like it could have like its audience. And the Shin Megami games, Shin Megami Tensei, I have never played one of the Shin Megami Tensei games. But I'm pretty interested. I'm very RPG type of guy. Even if I think these are more like a bit more like dungeon crawlers they call them. But we'll see. 3 Nocturne, I think it's like a gold classic. So it would be cool. It's going to be cool to check it out when it comes out. And Shin Megami Tensei 5, if the 3 is going to be spring 2021, I'm expecting 5 to be at the end of the next year. So it's still a lot further down the line, but it's looking cool. You know, it's cool to know. It's good. Uh, Cool to know that they have like at least an estimated date for it. So yeah, very short, very to the point. They leave us with uh, the intention to do more of this because people seem to be uh, crazy about them. Don't they don't know if the Switch is going to still get games. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, uh, we get to know about the Nintendo games for the rest of this year. Looking forward to that. So, thank you very much for keeping up with my rant, and I hope you are a little bit excited about the games they announced. I am for at least two of them. Yeah, so the rest, there are the other two, the Zelda and the Rogue Company. I'm definitely going to play them at some point. And the wrestling game, yeah, no, that's just not for me. But yeah, I hope it has its audience. So that was good. That's going to be it. Thank you very much, guys, and see you guys next time. Oh, yeah, we're going to see each other this Thursday for the Xbox presentation. Should be good. I hope they are going to be showing first party, which I think most of the time is what people like enjoy the most because usually first party usually like they try to like put all their development might so they have cool things to show. So hopefully it's good. So see you guys on Thursday. Thank you very much. See you guys next time.